And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Aegyrian Adventurers Guild, Dragon of Icespire Peak, Episode 4. I'm your DM, Brad. Joined today by 4 of the 5 players. Drake can't be here, getting some bad juju from the second vaccine shot. But you know
No,
what?
but in fact, he's skipping the recap.
Yeah, he's skipping the recap. That's what the 5G, the microchips, they got him. Like, GG, dude. Anyways,
He's got autism now.
so there's already been a sort of a self-contained recap. So I think we're just going to go ahead and get started here. Sug will just be sort of on autopilot. I'll play him in combat if necessary, but for the time being, he's just going to sort of be following at the back of the group. And yeah, so we come back as you guys have fled from this room with this malfunctioning, like auto-loading crossbow machine, basically, that some gnome was working on. It went haywire and began like firing bolts at you, and you fought for a little while trying to like contain it before deciding to just run through to the other side of the room and leave the gnome to fix it himself. We come basically. The group has regrouped on the other side, and now Nona is sort of in the front, and you see there's like a couple of different passageways that seem to lead further on. You have been told that there are a couple of gnomes in a workshop on the other side of the chasm, basically, that would be able to tell you more about like what's going on and this situation in Nomagard, and who might be better served to ask your questions to and answer them. So, basically, as you are coming back in, Nona, you have dark vision, so you can kind of see into both rooms. I'll tell you a little bit of what you see. This room is pretty much like as you can see. It seems to be like a large, open, sort of like cavernous area. With like a number of corked like barrels displayed against the wall. Pretty like large sized barrels, kind of tilted on their side. Some of them seem to be just like sealed, and yeah, the ones you can see are all like sealed up.
Does it smell like anything?
Not from like the hallway, no.
Gotta go into the room.
Yeah, I'm curious.
All right,
I'll walk
give
in and look
me
closer.
1 second. Okay.
I follow up behind you.
Right. So, going a little bit closer into the room, you can see now that there appears to be about like 12 barrels in all, and these are like barrels that would be typically used in like storage of like wine or something of the likes. They appear to be these large, sort of like 40-gallon barrels set into wide alcoves, secured up on top of wooden braces. You can see that the four to the south have all been tapped with wooden spigots. But the other 8 barrels are all just sort of untapped, presumably like sealed and full of whatever it is they're storing in them.
Mushroom liquor?
Entirely possible.
Can you do that?
You said some of these are tapped, right?
Yes, the 4 along the south wall are all tapped.
Does
They have
that mean
little
I
wooden
could
spigots.
like? Does that mean I could like twist the handle and get a little dribble?
Yeah.
All right. Friedrich sees this and he's like, "Oh man, far be it for me to turn down a cultural exchange." Goes up to one, bends down, puts his mouth under the tap, and turns the handle.
All right, so you do that, and this sort of like purplish liquid begins to pour out into your mouth, and it's very sweet tasting, and
Does it taste like strawberry?
it tastes very sort of like it's like sweet and earthy in tones. There's sort of it's a very unique flavor to say the least. But it's actually like pretty decent. And like as far as you can tell, it does appear to be like some sort of wine or something of the likes.
Mhm. Okay, I'll twist off the tap after I take like a nice mouthful. I'll you maybe see him just like swirl it around his mouth before swallowing. It's like, that's definitely hooch. That's hooch, all right.
Does it taste like mushrooms?
It tastes sweet and earthy. Never quite had anything like it before, but hell, if they make this for mushrooms, what can we do with grapes?
Presumably make regular wine.
Good call.
Does the bard have a god they are beholden to? Like the
Yeah,
credits.
himself.
Okay.
Nice.
Of course. But other than that, you don't see any sort of like other passages that seem to lead out of this this area. It just seems to be like a big sort of like storage cave full of these like wine barrels.
Let's go before we have to pay for cast.
Good idea. Oh,
Right.
hey, no!
So I assume that you guys are heading down this passageway. Now you see, like like I said, the passages are about like 7 foot tall. This one opens into like a much taller room. You can see basically like across from you as you're entering. There's a 10-foot high ledge. So the room in total is probably about like 20 feet or so to the ceiling of this room. There's a 10-foot tall ledge on the other side of the room, and it's very sort of like damp in here. From the you can hear, especially close by, the sounds of the waterfall and like the mist pouring into the cave from sort of like off to your right as you're coming in. And yeah, as you enter, do any of you speak Gnomish?
No.
How do I check?
Not me.
Friedrich thinks he speaks Gnomish. Does that count?
No.
Friedrich just had a taste of the gnomish liquid, so he should be the most equipped to communicate with the gnome.
Yeah, I'm the most in touch with their culture, Brad.
All right. Well, none of you understand. Basically, you hear like this, basically gibberish. And there's a moment of pause, and no, you see like where it's coming from. You see what appears to be two rock gnomes, similar to the ones you've seen before, who are like holding wands like pointed at you. And after you don't respond to like the original like proclamation, the other one that is like standing next to it, there's I think there's a male and a female, yeah, calls out, "Who goes there?"
Just some representatives of the Adventurers Guild.
And you see they exchange like a quick sort of back and forth, and the other one, the male, sort of says, "A likely story. Shape changers in disguise, more likely."
Do you want to see our cards?
And they say, it's like, "How do we know that you're telling the truth? You could all be hideous monsters underneath your skin. Cards or no."
So
We're
could
under
you,
strict-
but I'm not accusing you of anything.
"We're under strict orders to attack any shape changers on sight. And since anyone can be a shape changer,"
So why don't you attack each other?
says, "well, we are," and they kind of like look at each other, and they say, "Never mind that. We don't recognize you, so you're suspicious."
Well, like,
Well-
what can we do to, like, show you we're not shape changers? I've only got, like, the one shape. Admittedly, it puts on a few pounds every now and then, but, like, that's about it, really.
You see the one like turns to the other one. It's like, "I don't know what. How do you expose a shape changer?" She's just like, "I have no idea. Why don't you do a trick that shape changers can't do or something? I don't know. Pull off your face or
Oh.
something."
Oh,
Wait, can you do that? That sounds awesome.
Says, well, maybe, I wouldn't really, like to, though. I can make it look like I pulled off my face, though, and you, like, cast a spell, and, like, you just see, like, this horrifying, like, this gnome face with, like, no skin or whatever.
Oh my god.
Whoa, what was in those barrels?
Some pretty good stuff by the looks of it.
Alright, this guy says he wants a trick, so Friedrich could be like, but okay, you want a trick? I got just the thing. Alright, Brad, I'm a college of swords, and it says in there I can, like, swallow swords and shit, right? Like the sword swallowing trick.
What?
So Friedrich pulls out his short sword and dagger and rapier, one in each hand, and juggles them.
How many
Is that
hands do you
performance
have?
roll?
With short sword, dagger, and rapier, you have
Yep.
to have 3 hands
Well,
for
what-
that.
You know, like the dagger's small, 2 hands. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta juggle
Just
3
use
things.
one of
Yeah.
your feet. You'll be fine.
Make a performance check with dexterity. Like a dexterity performance check.
That is d20 plus. I gotta do this manually, I think. 7. Here we are. 24.
All right. So you like step up and begin like sort of like juggling these swords in the air, and doing like this show. And then the gnomes kind of like begin clapping, and they just sort of one of them like turns to the other and just sort of says, "Well, Pog, I've never seen a shape changer do that. So clearly they can't be shape changers." And he just sort of like no, the other gnome nods and it's like, "Yes, clearly," and he says, "You are you've convinced us. You can carry on."
All right. Catch my blades and sheath them again.
Accidentally.
That's impressive, dude.
Hey, thanks. I figured out I could do this back after we killed the Manticore.
It just suddenly came to me, man, like in a dream. Maybe it was that wine.
Yeah. Oh Christ. Did we get
Wait,
told
now
before
that
about the
we-
workshop was over the bridge?
Mhm.
Okay.
So it was on the other side of the gap.
Yes, I was about to ask the gnomes. Now that we've established that we are not shape shifters, could you maybe
Shape
direct
changers.
us to the workshop, please?
They sort of like look at each other and they're just like, whoa, now we've established that one isn't a shape changer, but I mean, you all might be shape changers still.
All right
Oh,
then.
But we
Oh, I got it. They need another trick. Nona, stand in that corner with this apple on your head. And then he takes out a dagger.
But you've already done a trick.
But now you're in the trick.
Why don't you put the apple in your head?
Oh, nice. Put an apple in my head and give her a
It
dagger.
just magically, spawns an apple out of nowhere and places it on his head.
I have a ration pack.
Yeah, apples, notoriously good rations.
Mhm.
Definitely don't go
I will-
rotten very quickly.
It's still covered in wax.
I will throw a dagger at the apple.
try apple.
Okay, I guess make an attack roll, yeah. Okay, Friedrich.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a miss?
No.
Okay.
But
Depends on what you were aiming for, the apple or Friedrich.
the apple does not have a high AC. It's a small target, but not particularly high AC. But Friedrich, you basically like you see this dagger just like whirling towards your face, and you think like it's going to hit you, but at the last second it sort of like spins up, hitting into the apple just like barely. It takes off like a few strands of hair as it like sails past you, bounces down the stairs and into the waterfall down below.
No!
Are you chasing the apple, the dagger, or the hair?
He sort of like comes to the edge and looks down,
Oh,
turns around. Anyone else have a dagger I can borrow?
I have another
Why do
one.
you need a dagger you want to borrow?
Because that was
You
my
want to
dagger
cut
she
Nona's
used.
hair?
No, I threw one of mine.
Oh, okay, never mind, Ben. He just kind of looks down at the water.
I still have 2 daggers. I don't even.
I think Theron has something. She doesn't
I'm
use.
pretty sure I have 2 daggers. You can have one of them.
No, it's fine. I still have my dagger. I thought she threw mine. It's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
the,
Your apple, your
the
dagger,
gnomes,
your hair.
the
We're
gnomes
all
finish.
good.
The gnomes finish clapping, and they're like, "Yep, definitely sure a shape changer wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, they would probably flub it some way and bury that dagger 6 inches deep in his skull."
Rip.
Definitely.
Says, "Well, I mean, that makes two of you, but I mean, what about the rest? I mean, those two are looking
You
mighty
honestly think
suspicious."
shapeshifters and not shapeshifters would keep company?
I mean, who knows what shape changers are capable of? That's like their whole MO.
They are not
You do,
capable of
apparently.
keeping company, obviously. So we are traveling together in a band, which make us not shapeshifters.
Just sort of like narrow their eyes. It's like, I'm not sure about that logic, lady.
Okay. I
Right,
have an
quickly.
idea. So I'm somewhat of an expert on shape changes, and I have it on good authority that if they hear the sound of a bell ringing, their heads explode. So watch this, and I'll pull out a bell from my
Whoa.
thief's kit and ring it.
Can you make a
Sounds like-
deception check?
Boom.
Yeah. So you make this like big show of like pulling out this bell, and like. I know a lot about shape changers and whatnot, and then the gnomes are just sort of like nodding along, and then when you finish, the bell sort of like rings out through the barely audible over the sounds of the waterfall, but the bell like rings out through the cave. Nobody winces or makes any sort of like response, presumably. So they just sort of say, well, sounds legit. Yeah, looks legit. Well, I suppose it's legit. Yeah, I mean, that proves it, really. I mean, look at her. She's a bona fide expert on shape changers. Said
In
so
fact,
herself.
as a show of good faith, you can have this bell.
Says, oh, really? Wow, thanks. And you feel the bell
Oh, no.
sort of like, they gesture their hand, and you just feel the bell like get yanked out of your hand by some invisible force and like drift up towards them on the ledge.
The next time you see anyone suspicious and you think they might be shapeshifters, all you need to do is ring the bell.
You know what's gonna happen now is that they're gonna get attacked by shapeshifters at some point, and they're not gonna know about it because they left you.
And they just sort of like look at each other, and they just say, "This is truly an amazing discovery. Perhaps now we'll stop finding our colleagues dead, torn to shreds by shape changers, and our king will no longer be crazy."
Oh no.
Yep, for sure. So which way's the workshop again?
And they just point across the way that Friedrich like ran, and the dagger fell over. And it's like, oh, just across the bridge there. Mind the gaps, and watch out for the spinning blades on the other side.
Thanks for the tip.
Spinning blades.
Good luck
Hey.
with the shapeshifters.
They were nice people.
Whoa, this water is real awesome to look at. I think what
It's all
I
just,
drank
like,
is
mist.
kicking in a bit.
Friedrich, do you want me to give you a hand, maybe? Come on, get over here. I'll hold your hand while we cross.
Okay.
And does this bridge look as awful as the graphic makes it seem?
I mean, like, it looks like a sturdy rope bridge. I mean, as far as like bridges go, it's not like the most structurally sound, but it doesn't seem to be like terrible. It's sort of like, that whole thing where there's two ropes, like a bunch of ropes tied between those, and then like there's two more
Is-
ropes to like hold on to as guiding, and it kind of sags down a little bit in the middle. But it looks
Okay.
like structurally sound.
Would you
it
say
your
that this bridge
standard-
is...
Indiana Jones bridge?
It looks like a bridge that was made to like withstand like falling water, like to allow it to easily pass through it, so it wouldn't get like broken into pieces by the waterfall.
Would you say, though, that maybe this bridge was designed for smaller, lighter folk than us?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe we should go one at a time.
I'll go first.
I can give it a try. I'm supposed to be nimble and graceful and light on my feet.
Sure, go for it.
Do I need to make checks, something, or do I just cross?
Nope, you can just go across.
Okay, come on over, guys. It's safe.
Okay, I'll go now.
Did we lose?
Sure, it'll be
Sog along
fine.
the way? It's
Hmm?
okay. We'll catch
As you cross the bridge.
Where is
you
our
No,
cross
you're
friend?
all, you're
Yeah.
all fine. Sug falls into the water. No, it's fine.
I'm pretty sure I'm the heaviest one in the party. Besides maybe Sug.
Yeah, probably him. I think he's armored.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you all managed to make it across
Oh.
the bridge with no problem, going one at
The
a time.
spinning blade.
Yeah. So as you like come, you see there's like a staircase that leads up higher into the cave, and as you get up, you begin to hear this sort of like noise, basically, like of something like cutting rapidly through the air, like this noise, and you see an area that has been lightly obscured by mist from the waterfall, and the large eastern portion of this room. You see there are two rapidly spinning devices that look sort of like turnstiles, fitted with stacks of long, sharp blades spaced about a foot apart. You can see the northern blade is spinning counterclockwise, and there's a blade to the south that is spinning clockwise around. And I would think, basically, Nona, yeah, I think your passive's high enough. It's not exactly super hidden. That like if you get up to like the very edge of where you can go without getting cut up by the blades, you can see that on the southern wall, there is what appears to be like a lever that is currently sort of in the down position. It's like this brass lever.
Hey, Asha,
Looks like a switch.
you see that lever down there?
Yeah.
Think you can reach it?
I suppose I could try.
If not, I'll do it. I think you'd be better at
Blade?
it.
Yes, I can absolutely give it a try.
I feel like Farron's time to shine was just when we were opening all those doors.
He fulfilled his purpose. Okay. Saga, what do I do?
Well, are you going to try to like run, like dodge through the blades to get to the lever? Like, what is your process? What are you going to do?
I'm going to try and flip and not wiggle and not squeeze because that's what Frederick does. Again, nimbly get across the room while avoiding the blades.
Okay, so it sounds to me like you're going to be sort of taking the dodge action as you move into this room and to try to make it
Or
across
maybe
to the
perform some
lever.
acrobatics.
Well, in this case, the dodge action would probably be the most beneficial thing to do.
Okay, let's do some dodging.
Yeah, so you begin to sort of like just run into the room, like running between the blades and whatnot. And as you go to run to the lever, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. You have advantage because you are dodging. So just click your
How do I do
dexterity
that?
save. Just click your dexterity save, and we'll take the higher of the two numbers that gets rolled.
Dexterity.
Yeah, so there should be a
It's in
box that says
red?
like saving throws.
No. Oh, that's not it.
Yeah, that's your
Saving
flat.
throws,
Yeah,
yes,
that's your
sorry.
flat. You want the
Yes.
dex save. Okay, a 24. So with a 24, you are able to sort of successfully navigate through the room, like dodging mostly between the blades. However, there are a couple of like close calls where like blades like kind of like cut at your sort of like your like clothing, or like just barely like whiz by. You have to like dodge back at a really like strained angle. So you're still going to take damage from like crossing the room, but you will basically be
Imagine that scene from Matrix, you know,
taking... totally.
when they dodge the bullets. That's what's
Exactly.
happening.
So yeah, you don't really like take any like injuries or anything but you kind of like have to get like a couple of like lucky dodges. And so you will be taking half of that. So you'll be taking 8 points of slashing damage as you run across to the lever. And you can see it's currently down. Like, what do you do with the lever when you get there? You can tell like this blade is like still spinning, so you don't really have a whole lot of time to think.
I flip it up.
All right, as you sort of flip it up, you hear like the sound of the mechanism sort of like whirling down, and the turnstiles like start to spin slowly enough that you can easily dodge through them, and they eventually come to a full stop. Make sure to select your
How much did I
token.
say?
Yeah, you take 8 points of slashing damage. So just type -8. There you go.
Mhm.
And the blades have been
Okay.
stopped.
Come over here, guys. I
Nice
don't hear
job.
your Founder's applause.
I'll clap.
So it's fine just to walk through now, then.
Yeah, they've stopped moving. You can just carefully, gingerly step around the very sharp blades.
Get skinny.
I turn a lever as Socho steps in.
Ah, shit.
Nothing
Damn
personnel, kid.
Betrayed again.
Should we turn it back on for the like gnomes since that was part of their like defenses against
Well, I
the
mean, we have to
sheep?
leave at
Nah.
some point, right?
They have the bell now.
They
It's
feel like
fine.
getting
Oh,
there.
true. They'll be fine, right?
They have the magical anti-shapeshifter bell. They'll be perfect.
Yeah, so Nona, as you're getting a bit closer into like this room, you all begin to hear like what
Oh.
sounds like a conversation or something back and forth. But again, it's in this sort of like strange like like gnomish language. As you're like stepping out. And yeah, as you like approach into the room, you see that there are two gnomes, a man and a woman, both dressed in sort of like very sort of like prototypical like engineering attire. Right? They got like goggles on their face, grease stains all over their face and clothes. One of them has like a wrench and is like pointing some sort of weird looking like contraption into the air. And they appear to be sort of like arguing back and forth and don't even like notice you like entering into the room. But looking around, you can see that this room is quite clearly some sort of like either like storage for junk or some sort of like workshop, because you see a bunch of like what look like half completed just contraptions scattered around, as well as a number of like work tables strewn with like strange tinkering tools. And there's a 10-foot high ledge in the room with a wooden pedestal, which you can see there's a leather bound book like sitting on the pedestal up above the room.
This appears to be pretty workshoppy.
I think we reached our destination.
Yeah, and they just seem to be carrying on this like. It looks like they're arguing. Like their faces are sort of like flushed, and they're gesturing wildly at each other. It looks as though they're having some sort of argument, and they're just not paying you any mind as you enter.
All right, Friedrich, you're up.
Okay. I step forward, Brad. I take out my sword.
Why are you
Hey,
taking out your swords?
dudes!
So yeah, you shout this out, and they immediately just sort of like look over, like
Blade strong.
startled, like drawing these like pointed wands, basically. And
I start juggling.
the
Oh,
man
no!
sort of goes, who goes there? Who are you?
I start juggling, Brad. I rolled an 11. Ain't good.
You just start juggling, and they just like look so confused as what's going on, and then they turn to Nona and Theron, who are like emerging behind them. It's like, I do not know who this daft fool is, but who are you folks, and what are you doing here?
We're just trying to prove that we're not shape changers. We're basically from the Adventurers Guild. Hello. Nice to meet you too.
I stop juggling. works once again.
And he sort of say, well, you see, you interrupted something of a, rather important debate that is going on currently. So what is this business that you have to conduct here? This is, we've, a bit of a problem, and, well, we're discussing a solution.
Oh, hey, problems. We've got one of those. So, like, apparently near Phandalin, there's this dragon, right? And so the Adventurers Guild sent us your way to see if you had any inventions that could maybe help us kill it. Have you got anything like that? Like an anti-dragon thing?
And you just sort of like look at each other, and they say, well, I mean, we have many inventions that we've created. Some of them might even be useful against dragons. Maybe, perhaps, we don't know. We don't design them to be able to do that, but you know, they oftentimes have unintended consequences or side effects to them that make them useful in certain aspects and degrees. And they say, listen, we've got a bit of a problem, and maybe, perhaps, we could supply you with some of these dragon-slaying inventions if you help us fix it.
What kind of
What's
problem?
your problem?
Help you fix what?
Say, well, so, a while ago, maybe like a week or so, a couple of people went missing. Some gnomes by the name of Orin and Warren. And they say, they just disappeared out of nowhere. And, one of the kings, well, he said that, the rug in the throne room came to life and tried to kill him. And so, he's been driven mad and, like, paranoid. And he took the other king hostage and locked himself up in his room and refuses to come out until the shape-changing monster has been dealt with. So, well, I mean, without the leadership of our king, we are not really in any aspect to go hunting after monsters, so, we've been thinking about how to cure his madness. And I say, I was thinking that we should build a sanity ray and blast him with it to restore his sanity. But, Dabbledob here thinks that's a dumb idea and wants to build something she calls a straitjacket. I'm not really sure what that's going to accomplish, but regardless of all that, we're in a bit of a pickle.
Bridget sort of nods and says, like, oh yeah, the carpet. Trying to kill him. I've had that. Did he eat those purple mushrooms I saw on the way in?
No, you don't eat the purple mushrooms. Those are for brewing. We make wine with them. We eat the green mushrooms. The green mushrooms make the bread.
Make bread out of mushrooms?
You can make anything out of mushrooms if you try hard enough.
Okay. Well,
anyways, I think we
like-
have a few random pieces of really powerful magical items here that we could reward you with should you figure out how to, I don't know, restore our Mad King's sanity and save us from whatever terrible monster is causing us all to disappear slowly, one by one.
I mean, I like the sanity ray. It's a good idea. But I suppose we could work on killing this rug. Where is it?
I say,
Wait,
well,
what
that's
did
the-
the quest say? To bring back inventions or to check if they have invention?
Yeah, it was like Ivor.
Yeah, so go see
suppose
if we
if-
find anything. We can either give it to them for money or keep it.
Or sell
yeah.
it to them for the more money?
Or that. But yeah, I'll ask like whereabouts is the carpet.
Said, well, I mean, that's the rub. When the king went mad and locked him and his fellow king in the bedroom, we went to go check the throne room and there was no rug there. I mean, there never was a rug there. We would have remembered making such a rug. So that's the thing. It doesn't exist as far as we could tell. But he's spewing nonsense about a shape-changing monster coming to life and killing him. Obviously, it didn't work because he's still alive, but there's no evidence of any creature in the throne room.
Can we go look?
Oh yeah, feel free. It's just down the corridor there, and he kind of points to this like stairway. And he says, "Just keep going straight, and you'll see a big set of double doors." He says, "That leads inside."
We happen to be experts in shape change.
Which stairway? This one or this one?
He pointed like to the one just across the room, basically. On this one.
All right. All right.
Time to go.
Yeah, let's go kill a
In
rug.
a rug. Can we maybe just get it to the dry
Someone
cleaner?
has to do it.
Yeah. So the gnome shouts like,
Down the
"Best of
corridor
luck!
to the right.
Best of luck to you." And now Fibblestab about
the
that
right?
straight jacket. No, they said just go straight.
Oh,
I think it's just over here.
W.
Double doors. Oh, this is my time to shine. Can I open the door? Do you guys mind?
go
Feel
for
free.
it.
Sure, go
Aspera
ahead,
just
open.
opens the doors.
It's another kitchen. God damn it.
All right,
Hey,
yeah.
at least
So
we
you
can ask them if the others can also have some mushroom liquor.
opening
Let's say
the
the green
door.
ones go into bread, and
You
the purple
see,
ones go into.
you see it opens into a rather spacious, large sort of rock cavern. With a stone dais sort of at the back of the room, and there are two squat thrones that appear to be made of like various bits and bobs of scrap metal and sized for small creatures. The floor is completely bare, just rocky earthen floor, and there are no other decorations in the room.
I get down eye level of the floor, Brad. Is there any evidence there was ever a rug here? Discoloration, fabric, loose fabric that's maybe like still there.
Will
Uh,
you smell it? Will you taste it?
He smells
for
it. He
evidence?
licks it. Necessary.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Oh my god.
15.
Okay. So you thoroughly pace around the room for a while, just sort of nose to the floor, looking for any evidence that there was a rug here ever. And as far as you could tell, there is no rug. However, you do notice that there is a strange sort of almost discoloration to the floor in the northern point, like just behind the thrones, like evidence of like scratch marks or something of the likes, or like it looks like basically something has kind of been like going from the wall and like scratching outwards like this.
Ah.
Do gnomes have claws?
They
No.
don't look like
Okay,
claw
then
marks.
it wasn't the king.
Can I look
I
at it?
go
And
up-
does it look like a secret door?
I go up to like the thrones and maybe look for a switch.
Okay, you begin to look around for a switch. No, you're moving up to the wall investigating. I will say basically, like, after having pointed this out, it is not particularly well hidden that there is in fact some sort of like secret passageway built into the back wall of this chamber.
Can I find a way to open it?
Yeah, so I think you spend a few moments basically, and eventually, between the group of you, manage to find some way to open the door, and you see it sort of like slides open, as evidenced by the scratch marks, and you see there's a short tunnel that basically leads to a similar dead end, the backside of a very obvious secret door. At least coming from this location.
Friedrich, I think
Shall we
this is
go
your
in?
time to shine. Secret tunnels.
Oh man. Takes out the instrument. Secret tunnel.
Is there a way to open this one?
Saka, can you please
Yeah, it does.
drag our clan with us?
No. He's lost forever. Where is
Rip.
he? I don't even remember where he is, so he's way the hell back there.
God
I
damn it,
think
so
we lost him
chose.
at the blades.
Still, yeah, just dead at the blades that you turned on when he tried to come through. Yeah, so you can rather easily find a way to open it. So as you do that, you see looking into the room, what appears to be a rather sort of like stately appointed cave. It's still sort of like dreary and damp, like a cave, but there's like the trappings of a nicely appointed bedroom contained within. You see that there is two gnomes in the room. Each is wearing this jagged metal crown and a patchwork cloak. One of them is currently sort of like standing at like a desk or something like that, like madly like scribbling things down, and the other one is just sort of struggling, like sat in a chair, their arms like on the armrests, like struggling to pull their arms like up off the armrests, but they aren't restrained by ropes or anything like that, but they're just like pulling madly at the armrests, like seemingly unable to like just lift their arms from them. And as you sort of like enter in, that one sort of like shouts and sort of says, oh, thank God, please save me, Korbos has gone mad. And the other gnome sort of like turns around and says, what's that? Has the monster come for us again? Do not worry, my beloved Inerkli. I will defend us. And he like pulls out this like wand, and you see this like this crazed look on his face.
Whoa. Calm down.
Down in there.
It's okay. We're shape-changing hunters. We don't shape change. We hunt shape changers.
Good
I
clarification.
know that's kind of
there.
confusing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be ambiguous. We're here to help with your problem.
He's just sort of like looks you up and down. It's like, help, you've come to help. And he just sort of like looks a little bit like maddened. Can you make a persuasion check for me?
Does anyone?
I have a really stupid idea, guys.
You're
I
gonna
should not
juggle
be-
again?
I should not be the face of the party.
Yeah.
Can we use mine?
Well, we
Or
can say
the
that
one
you
that's
were,
supposed to be
yeah, if you want to like add something to like try to be helpful, we can say that you were like helping in that situation, or like you can try to like come in, like seeing this argument not working, you can try to like come up with your own argument or whatever if you like come into the room. But with persuasion checks, you have to actually like, you have to, say something. You have to be persuasive.
You have to justify
Obviously.
adding to the conversation.
What do you say, Sarah?
He seems to be
what
like,
was known
he
as
seems to not be believing the whole like shape-changing hunters thing.
We met your guards back into the entrance, and they have recognized us as not being shapeshifters, and we have been let through. We have even special devices that can identify shapeshifters and fight them. So we really, really can help you. Just calm down and tell us what happened.
Yeah, I think we'll let it, even though it's like half lie, half persuasion. Yeah, so I
It's
think
what
like
happened. I mean, I'm not lying.
I mean, you're lying about having devices that can detect shape changers.
Well,
I mean, maybe she doesn't know that. Maybe she actually
I'm trying
believes.
Yeah,
to
maybe,
make a
maybe
point.
I convinced her.
Yeah, maybe you were just very convincing. Yeah, so he just sort of says, help. Excellent. Well, he says, I have no idea who you people are or what your qualifications are, but surely you should be able to deal with this menace and save our mighty kingdom. He says, please, we'll give you, I'll give you something.
Why don't you just tell us what happened?
And he just sort of nods, and he says, well, it was not too long ago. He says, a little less than a week. And he says, I was sitting in my throne room as I do imperiously. Nerkly wasn't there at the time, and I decided to begin to make my way through the complex, and all of a sudden this rug that was splayed out in the throne room came to life and manifested some sort of horrific maw and tried to bite my leg off. He says, I barely managed to escape from the creature, but since then, there has been multiple disappearances. Other gnomes have gone missing. I fear that it is prowling the halls, picking them off one by one, and we will all be doomed sooner or later if it is not found.
I sort of look to the one that's stuck in the chair and say, it's like, do you remember that happening as well, bro?
This is, I do not know. I wasn't there. And he's just like again, like struggling against these bonds. It's like, I do not know what has gone wrong. His faculties, they're not wholly his own. And he says, this creature, that the threat against his life, it has driven him mad. He has imprisoned me in my own bedroom.
I'd like to insight the
And
one that's tied down.
The other one is just like, nonsense, Nerkly. I'm doing this for your own safety. And he says, you are safe here. As long as we stay locked in this room, nobody can get in. Wait a minute. How the hell did you get in here?
I would like to insight like what the tied up one was saying. I'm like, is he maybe a shape changer? You know?
Just make an insight check.
+1, baby. Oh yeah, that's a +1, all right.
I mean, as far as you can tell, he is just incredibly frustrated at at his current predicament of being stuck to this chair somehow. Although, again, he doesn't appear to be like tied down or anything. He just like he's just stuck.
Well, like Friedrich will say, it's like, well, man, we wanted to talk to you, so we went to your throne room. We found this nifty secret tunnel.
That's how good we are at investigating. See, we're on the job.
It's like, holy crap! I forgot that tunnel was even there.
It's super secret.
But don't worry, your secret is safe with us.
And the one on the chair is just like, well, listen, I mean, you can talk till Korbaz is blue in the face here, but until there's evidence of this shape-changing monster being slain, I doubt that he's going to recover anytime soon. So, if you could just deal with that so I can maybe, stop being glued to this chair, that would be great.
Glued?
Yes! Glued! And he's just, like, struggling. It's like... I can't get out! And Korbaz is the only one with the solvent!
Was it mushroom
Did you try
glue?
taking off your shirt?
And he's just like, again, you could, he's like,
get out of the chair.
his hands are like gripped onto the armrest, and he's like trying to pull his hands free from it, but they're stuck.
That hurts. Well, have there been any signs of abduction, like blood stains, or scratches on the floor, anything?
And
Signs of struggle?
Korbaz just like shakes his head, and he says, I do not know. As soon as I was attacked, I came here and made sure Nerkly was safe and locked us inside. And he says, I have not heard anything or seen anything since. He says,
Then how do you know people have been abducted?
he says, well, I mean, they come to relay messages to us from time to time.
Oh. Those
We-
gnomes did
So-
say.
Who would
Do you
know
know
if there was
where-
anything found, like blood?
Wait. Shouldn't we ask where the last abductions took place? We need a starting point to the investigation.
Mhm.
Maybe it will have the freshest tracks, marks, claws, blood, threads.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm asking. Who would know that? Who gives you your messages?
And they just sort of say, well, I mean, typically it's either Fibblestab or Dabbledob from, they're like the head of the workshop, like they disseminate their orders down to the rest, and they usually come. I've tried to get Korbaz to let them in, but to no avail. He's completely lost it.
Hmm.
Is there like
Again,
a
he's just
lead investigator or a captain of defense or something we could ask?
What?
Like the person in charge of looking after the place.
He says, I mean, like, that's us. We're the kings. We look after the place. Like, I don't know what you mean.
Oh. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I sort of turn to Rest and it's like,
Go back.
yeah, it's just like, maybe we should just go ask around then.
All right.
I made my way over to the
Okay,
store.
you guys stay safe in here. We'll go talk to the to your workshop. No, they're not assistant. Out of the workshop. Frederick, where did you go?
I went down to the store. He's right. Okay, let's go. We goes to this store. I imagine it's barricaded or something.
It's locked.
Oh damn! There's not like
Uh-huh.
just a damn. Okay,
Are you
my
trying
way
to
back.
break into their bathroom?
That's the other entrance. I'm pretty sure. See, there's this path here.
Yeah.
Well, you can't know that. You can't see through the walls. Cave.
It's a very educated guess. All right,
Well.
guess we'll head out.
We'll go investigate. Stay safe.
So and please close the secret door on your way out. If you could lock it too, that'd be great. I don't know if you could really lock secret doors, but if you could.
You bet.
Slams.
Well, Sug, go ahead.
Sug slams the secret door. Yeah, we'll get right on that.
Well, let's talk to those two again.
Yeah, they seem to know what they were talking about. Open the store, Brad.
It's locked.
Can I open the door?
Yeah, you can open that door.
Yay!
What are you going to do?
Hey guys, we're back. How's that sanity rate coming along?
Yeah, there, and you can see that door basically leads to a ledge that overlooks the workshop area, and there's a pedestal right here, kind of like where you're standing, that has this open book on it, that has just a bunch of really weird looking diagrams and stuff.
Apparently, Discord dropped me there for a second.
The Summoner's
What
Book?
did you hear me? Hello?
Hello, Brad.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes?
Did you hear what I said? Fiora.
It's a book with...
Yeah, it's a book.
Fiora?
It's a book with a bunch of strange diagrams. No.
Now Sarah's gone. Now
Sarah's
Fiora's gone.
Fiora's gone.
Now they're
Everybody's
back.
gone.
Welcome back.
Discord's not having a good day.
Now I can hear people again.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Okay.
What was the last thing you heard?
I heard something about a pedestal where I was standing.
Okay, yeah, there's a pedestal
Had a
sort of
book
where
on.
you're standing, and there's this strange book open on it with a bunch of these weird looking diagrams and symbols
Ooh.
sketched all over it.
Very fancy.
Yeah. I think
Probably understand zero.
I think even without knowledge of such things specifically, I think you've heard enough, or I think it's common enough knowledge what a spell book is, and this is quite obviously a spell book of some kind.
Hey
Hello.
guys, there's some kind of spell book here. Fancy diagrams.
Just shouting, and the gnome looks up and it's "What are you doing out there? Get away from our sacred treasure! That's the magic of Gnomengard. You can't just go around touching things willy-nilly."
I mean, I didn't touch it. It was just laying here. It was open. I'm sorry.
Get down from there.
Can I jump or?
Yeah, I mean, you can slide down the ledge. It's only 10 feet.
So hey, so Fiora's so guys, what's the ETA on that sanity ray?
He says, "Well, I mean, we're still in the early prototyping stages, and I can't get Dabbledob to, help me at all. I'm very convinced that this straitjacket is somehow going to fix the problem, whatever the heck that is. I don't even know how do you make a jacket that isn't straight?"
I guess we gotta kill the creature then.
Oh, you've never seen the famous elven curly jacket?
I mean, do I look like an elf? I'm a gnome. We make regular jackets. Straight arms.
Alright, so
Cultured.
let's... Alright, so we had a word for your king, and he was kill the thing, and I'll stop being crazy. So, like, could you tell us about the thing killing you guys?
And they just sort of shrug and like, I mean, that's the thing. As far as we can tell, there is no thing that is killing us. One day, Orin and the Waren are here. The next day, they're just gone without a trace. I mean, there's no sign of a struggle. There's no, horrifying blood pools with gnomish bones in them. I mean, they're just gone.
But, like, the king said that, like, he was getting reports of other gnomes being killed.
I mean, well, we just assume they've been killed because they've been gone for like a week. I mean, where else are they going to go?
Did they owe anybody money?
They could have gone to town.
Maybe they just got drunk on mushroom liquor and walked out.
No. That's not it. That's not possible. Our gnomish constitutions aren't so feeble as that. Besides, they would never abandon their valuable inventions here just to rot and never be finished.
Do they have any friends or family we can talk to?
I mean, they sort of like look. I mean, we're all family here, to one respect. But I mean, if you meant any like actual like relations or anything like that, and I don't think anywhere near here. I think one of them was from one of those dwarf holds. But other than that, no. I mean, we just kind of live here, on our own, making our inventions, saving the day or something like that. Mostly.
Are you sure none of them owed anyone money?
I mean, we don't even know what money is. We have no concept of money here. We don't use it. Like, I mean, we know what money is, but we don't
fair.
use it.
We have your money.
We don't have any money.
What was the last thing they were doing when you saw them?
He sort of says, well, I think that he kind of like struggles, and he sort of says, well, Orin and Waren, they were working on a new process for refining our purple mushroom wine, I think. It says, something about making it pop more or something like that. Or fizz or something like that. I don't know. They were doing something. Something along those lines, and then they just up and vanished one day.
Neither of them were acting strange before that?
We sort of shake their heads. I mean, not any more strange than we act on a day-to-day basis.
I don't know what you mean. You guys are completely normal.
We've got a little bit of, self-reflective capabilities. I mean, we're all here locked in these caves, just endlessly working on crazy inventions all day long. Never seeing anybody else, for the most part.
Is it possible they went somewhere to look for ingredients?
They just sort of, again, like, shake their head. Like, now why would they do that? We've got everything that we need right here. We got mushrooms, we got a bunch of metal junk, we got gears.
What about lumber?
Well, the bases of the mushrooms are pretty hardy stock. You can kind of use them to prop things together.
Are these Minecraft like never mushrooms that you can make planks of?
Have you thoroughly searched this entire cave?
Okay, so where have they been? Have they been seen for the last time?
I mean, last time they were seen, they were in the dormitory with everyone else, and then they, everybody went about their day. And when it came time to have dinner and go back to sleep, I mean, they just weren't there.
And did you all search?
It says, I mean, we all made an effort of looking around, and we counted heads and said, nope, no, they're not here. Well, I'm sure they'll turn up somewhere. Maybe they're just consumed by their invention. It happens from time to time. Where they get like consumed in the process of tweaking something, and they don't emerge from their workshop for like a week or more, and then but I mean, it's been a week or more, and they still haven't emerged. And in fact, we went there, and there was no sign of them. So I mean, they're just gone, and we assume that they're dead at this point.
Have you checked at the bottom of the river?
And well, I mean, the river is not very deep, and we go out there to collect mushrooms all the time, so I'm sure somebody would have noticed if they were, like, tripping over a corpse or something like that along the way.
Sounds
Maybe
reassuring.
it's worth checking their workshop again.
Where's their workshop?
He said, well, like I said, they were sort of masters of the old, fermentation process. I'm sure you can find it where their pressing machine and the barrel storage and stuff is.
Oh yeah, I love that barrel storage. Hey, what's behind that locked door back there?
Oh, that's just the treasury where we keep all the super cool and valuable important things.
Can I have the key?
That's why it's locked up tight. I mean, no. Like I said, super valuable and important things.
Well, if they're in there.
And he says, it can't be in there. It's been locked this whole time. How would it even get in?
Well, I mean, your king's bedroom was locked, but we got in there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, you must have found the secret door then. He says, but I can assure you there is no such secret door into the treasury.
Everyone just knows about the fucking secret door.
Not so very secret now, is it?
That's how secret doors work. Everyone
I don't
knows
know.
about them.
I think it would be
Well-
worth checking. If I were a shape changer, that's where I would hide.
Look, you guys can even come with us to make sure we don't do anything underhanded. But I think it's worth a look.
Sort of like look at each other, and they're like, all right, fine. I suppose we could take just like a quick look. Fine. And he goes leading off. It's like, but we're watching you, you know, no funny business, all right? No changing into terrifying monsters behind us and consuming us as we enter into this locked room where nobody could be around to like witness it, and you could just like lock it on the way out, and we'll be rotting in there for all time.
Yeah,
Never.
don't worry. I know if we mess with you, get super glued to the floor or ceiling or something.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure I've got a bottle of sarin glue somewhere around here. Anyways, so he like opens up this like ornate lock with this jagged looking like metal key and sort of steps aside, and it's like, here you are. And looking inside Nona, you can see that it is a room that contains what appears to be a jumble of like random, seemingly non-functional gnomish gizmos, piles of loose gears, twisted bits of metal, and other like scraps that gnomes use to cobble together new inventions. It is just piles and piles and piles of just metal scrap, basically.
So how often do you guys like come in here?
Oh, every day. Pretty much. Whenever we need new stuff to like, build something or like an invention that we're working on. But I mean, we can't just let anybody wander in here willy-nilly, you know? It's all very valuable things. Like, if this stuff were to go missing, like, we wouldn't be able to, like, make any cool new things.
Do you mind if I look around?
I suppose you can take a look.
Couldn't you just give us some of the solvent the
Like
kings
to
used?
invest.
Unfortunately, he took all of it.
I want to look around, look for anything. First
For
of all, look for secret
shape-shifting
doors,
rugs?
or anything that might be a shapeshifter, or anything that could be used.
Sure, make an investigation check.
I will
By
assist.
the way, did the vanished gnomes have anything in common besides liking inventions like water gnomes?
I mean, they both had a very, very, fine taste for mushroom wine. All the one varieties that we make here.
24.
24. So you spend a while like digging through like garbage, basically looking for anything that might be of any use. And I think eventually your hand like brushes across like what just like looks like this little like 1 foot long like metal rod, and you feel this sort of like tingle, like the hair on the back of your hand like stands up as you like brush against this rod. And you go and like look at it, and it's sort of this like weird looking kind of like rod that almost seems to have like rods within it. It's like this kind of like multi like I guess concurrent kind of like circles almost, it looks like. It's about like 1 foot long, and it seems to be sort of like it kind of like triggers your like sixth sense almost in that regard.
Pack it.
What's this?
And you just sort of like hold it up, and the gnome just sort of like looks and pulls down the goggles, and you see this sort of like telescoping like lens moves out from it. And says, that, oh, wow, that old thing is still sitting around here? Wow, man, it's been a long time since that one was made. I'm trying to think who made that. He sort of shrugs, like scratching his head. That is a pole of collapsing. And he says, one of the gnomes posited that carrying around a big old long 10-foot pole doesn't really seem like a great and convenient thing. So what if you could take a 10-foot pole and turn it into a 1-foot pole instead, and then turn it back into a 10-foot pole whenever you need it? And that invention was the result of that.
Does it work? I'm gonna try to figure out if I can use it.
I just don't remember what the command word to activate it was.
Pole, I say.
Do you honestly think that that's going to... It's probably some, like, random word in Gnomish or something. I mean, I could start listing through the whole Gnomish dictionary, but, I mean, it would take a long time. There's a lot of words in Gnomish.
Say pole in Gnomish.
Pole in Gnomish.
How about extend?
Like I said, like, we could be here all day, but I guess I'll give it a try. And he just sort of says, like, this strange, like, nonsense word, and all of a sudden the pole just sort of like springs outwards, and it is now like you're now carrying this like 10-foot long like pole, basically. Kind of like you lose balance a little bit as it suddenly extends itself outwards. Wow, look at that! It worked.
Nailed it.
Did you remember the word?
He sort of like nods and repeats the like nonsense gnomish word to you.
Did it retract?
And he says, well, I'm trying to think here. Well, if that was the command word, then to extend it, then logically the command word to retract it should be... And he just like says something. Nope. Weird. Well, I'm sure I'm sure we could probably identify what the word was.
Well, doesn't look like your friends are dead in here.
Set this 10-foot pole back.
Sure.
All right. Is there anywhere else you haven't already looked?
And sort of takes that. I mean, we pretty much been like everywhere, but I mean, this whole thing with the kings got everybody a little bit, a little bit batty. For the most part, we kind of just like avoid touching things now.
That's
like,
fair.
Kind of like keep the little groups. Don't want to run off on our own. I mean, people are missing. Like, it's bad business, like. I don't know about you, but like if people in your group just started to go missing, I don't think you would really like look too hard into trying to find them, because you're probably gonna go missing yourself.
I mean,
still like
I
get
would.
together and do you still like get together and have dinner, all of you?
I mean, of course we do. Yeah.
And it's only the two that have gone missing. Everyone else is there for dinner.
Yeah, so far.
Have you looked through their stuff? Do they have stuff?
I mean, not really. Like, not in the like traditional sense. Like they don't have like personal belongings. Like, really, like we kind of just like share everything. Really, all the necessities and whatnot. I mean, like, they had their workshop, sure, but I mean, like, even that, like, if somebody wanted to, like, move over there and, like, start experimenting with, like, the wine fermentation process and all that kind of stuff, I mean, they would totally be free to, like, do so. Like, where, it's kind of like a very, like, liberal kind of look at possessions and whatnot.
Alright. Let's go look somewhere else then, I suppose.
So there's a
I
dormitory.
made an accidental line. How do I erase it, please?
Why have you
Gotta
drawn
highlight
this
it
line?
and delete.
You click it
just
and
select
hit
it
the
and
delete
then
button.
I can't highlight it.
You have to select the arrow.
Oh god, now there's a bunch of tiny little ones.
You gotta
Here,
click off the
I can
draw
hit this.
tool.
Boom.
And you gotta select the arrow tool.
I could just mass clear all the drawings, so I have done so.
You said there's a dormitory. Do you guys always sleep in the same bed every night, or do you just take whatever bed's available?
Yeah, pretty much just take whatever bed's available, like, first come, first served.
Right?
Sometimes we just don't sleep at all, really. If you're in a like a big groove, I might stay up a
Oh,
few
yeah,
nights in a row.
I understand that. I actually don't sleep myself. What? I'm an elf.
Yeah, so they just sort of say, yeah, I mean, anyways, yeah, so there's like a dormitory. I mean, it's really like it's just a bunch of like cots like crammed into a cave, really. So like it's not really like much of anything, really. But
You said that's where they were last seen, right?
yeah, I mean, they were seen there in the morning, and we have our little like meeting and our little little discussion about what everybody's gonna be up to for the day, and then they kind of like went along, and then time came to reunite for dinner and whatnot, and they just never showed up.
Where is the dorm?
Continued to never show up. It's like north past the workshop.
To the dorm.
I mean, I wouldn't. There's people sleeping in there. Like, it's kind of be rude to like barge in there and wake them up.
We can be quiet.
I'll tiptoe. It's fine.
So where
Sure.
you said they worked on wine, right? Where do they do their wines? We saw where they stored it, but is the workshop near that?
Yeah, I mean, like it's one and the same. They had some sort of like portable tools and whatnot that they would set up in there. That have also since gone missing. Presumably they were like on their person at the time. But yeah, no, I mean that's where they worked. That's where they stored it. Apparently, it was the best location in the caverns for preserving the natural tannin of the wine or something like that. Some random crap. I don't really understand wine, but it tasted good, so can't really complain.
So we have to go back?
Well, we can check out the dorm while we're here.
Yeah.
Might as well be thorough.
I mean, I will save you the time. There is nothing to find there.
All right. To the mushroom wine bit. Spinny Blades room.
Yes, but the spinning blades have stopped.
Hey, you two.
Oh, hey, welcome back. Definitely not shape changers.
Keep up the
Thanks.
good work.
Thanks for the bell. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding,
You're welcome.
ding, ding, ding.
All right. Time.
You want to try more of this stuff?
Time to
Maybe it'll give-
investigate. Wait a minute. I see. 4 of them are tapped.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, I'll try sample from each of the tapped barrels.
All right.
Maybe he was poisoned.
So, upon going to sample the 4 tapped barrels, you find that 2 of them are basically like you open the tap and it like pours out and it tastes the same as you did before. The other 2, the stream is rather like anemic, as it seems like the barrels are pretty much like almost empty. But there's no like discernible difference in taste or anything like that.
Should we try
Okay.
and open the ones that are almost empty?
Do they open?
You would need like a crowbar to like pry open.
I have a crowbar.
Yeah.
Whoa, hey, you don't want to open up good booze if you're not going to drink it. Otherwise it'll spoil.
It's empty.
What if it's still
Well, you
fermenting?
can drink it then.
Nothing came out. It's empty.
All right.
Yeah, if you want to crack it open, you can make an athletics check with advantage from the leverage of the crowbar.
I swear to God, if they're glued inside.
Yeah, so it takes like a bit. The barrels are pretty like well like swollen together. But you eventually manage to like crack open the top of it, and looking inside, you basically like see the rounded bottom of it. There's like a small pool of this like purplish liquid that's like connected at the bottom where the tap doesn't sort of have access to. But other than that, it's just completely empty. And there's like a very strong smell that kind of like comes out from inside as you crack it open.
They've been gone a week,
Well,
haven't
I
they?
don't know what I expect to find.
They've been gone a week, haven't
Some
they?
more jelly. What was that thing called? Ochre jelly.
No, no more ochre jellies.
God, no. Mushroom jellies.
Mushroom jellies. Yes, that was.
So they've been gone up. So like all these barrels down here are tapped. So I guess like is there like a system here that's obvious? Like these are the most recent ones that are still fermenting, and these are like the ones that are usually done.
I mean, there's no markings or anything like that, so it'd be like almost impossible to tell if there was a system without asking the people in question if there was a system. And unfortunately, they're gone. But I mean, that does seem like a pretty like reasonable, kind of like theory to come to, I suppose. There's just no real way to like put it to the proof.
Are there any like markings or scratches on the floor that would maybe indicate whether there used to be barrels, like more barrels, and maybe some are missing or something like that?
Make a perception check.
I am not good at this.
Not
Perception. What does
as far as you
perception
could tell. I
do?
mean, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between like scratches and just like cracks in the rock floor and like scuff marks or whatever.
Can he ask for help?
Yeah, I think Frederick would be like, maybe if there's like some barrels missing. I mean, there seems to be a fair few for the amount of like booze I imagine they'd make. I can't really tell. Anyone else? Maybe you can have a look. Please, someone who is good at perception.
I think the only person good at
pers-
perception. Oh no, I guess Asha would be good
Okay.
at it.
I think the only person good at perception is dead.
That's mine. I suppose.
Never
it
mind.
worked?
Uh,
No.
looking around the room, Asha, you see no sign of like evidence that there's like a barrel missing or there like was like a barrel stored somewhere and it's like gone. It seems as though like the wooden braces that are set up to hold the barrels are basically like all they have. There's no like extra spaces for it. That would suggest that there was like a barrel.
I'm sorry,
missing or something.
Friedrich. I'm no wine expert. Wine production expert.
Well, I think you just confirmed that there was no extra barrels, so
I
it's
think
fine.
I think you do notice that like over here, kind of like in this general area, there is like a section kind of like of the floor that seems like slightly less like dustier than the rest, as if like there was something there at one point in time, like a large object was like there and like disappeared or whatever. Whereas like the rest of the room has been just sort of open, so there's like a slightly thinner sort of like coating of dust basically there.
So I point to that section of the wall and what do I say? Hey, look, guys. Something probably used to sit there at some point. A largish thing. What could it have been?
Well, he said they bring like portable tools in with them, right?
Yeah, maybe that's where he like corked up the barrels and stuff.
We're
Meanwhile,
not going
Farron
to
just
find them
knocks
anytime.
on this barrel to see if it's empty.
No, it does. It appears to be
Let's
like
try
rather
to-
full.
Might be worth it though. I guess I see Farron knocking. I suppose I'll knock on these barrels up here to see if they're full or empty.
Okay.
Can you see if any of these barrels are heavier than the others they're in?
We are terribly good investigators.
What?
Nona is asking you a question.
Whether they were heavier?
Check if they weigh
Yeah,
the same.
I can check.
Yes.
Farron just lifts all of the barrels.
Sure. So you like go in turn, kind of like. Now you can't like lift them because they're incredibly heavy, but you can sort of like test the weight, like lift
Yeah.
them up like a little bit. So you start to do that from north to south. Meanwhile, Frederick is sort of like knocking on these barrels and like begins like playing like a beat on them or whatever.
Drum.
Like
Oh yeah.
just figures out like
Oh yeah.
whatever.
You know it.
Theron, as you get down to this last barrel, you kind of put your hands underneath to like lift it up, and it appears to be sort of the same like heft to it, and but as you set it down, you go to like pull your hands back, and like you can't move them; they're like stuck to the surface of this barrel.
Guys,
suddenly
I have a
you
really
see
bad feeling.
the front of the barrel, like where the like opening would be, suddenly begins to like peel backwards, and you see this row of like razor sharp teeth basically appearing around. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
I feel like I've seen this.
Guys!
I feel like I've seen this before.
Here we go. Mimic time, baby.
You are all surprised by the appearance, because I don't think any of you have a passive perception. Nope. No, sir. So yeah, you are all surprised by this mimic that comes to life.
Imagine having good perception, SMH.
And Sug is just like so distracted. He's just like, oh man.
Imagine
look at
having
this.
literally
Hey,
killed
Sug-
off
Sug-
the only person who had decent perception.
Sug saw untapped barrels and no one to tell him no.
Yeah, he's just super drunk. So yeah, you're all surprised. You get your reactions back, but you can't do any actions or anything, and then the mimic goes. So Theron, you are currently grappled by it, essentially, having been like stuck to the outside of it. So it is going to make a bite attack against you, doing so with
Why
advantage
me?
because you touched the barrels.
I know, but still. Why couldn't have been like one of the barrels that like Friedrich was like making random beats on?
What can I say?
Because-
I'm awesome.
Because I rolled a d8 and it was this one.
Unlucky.
Nice.
All right, so that will hit you. So you
4.
take 9 piercing damage and 7 acid damage as like the barrel like mouth like
Ow.
opens and crunches down on one of your arms.
Lamau, that health bar!
Nona. You hear like
Okay.
Theron shriek in pain and see the barrel coming to life to like try to eat her.
Oh God. I
You
will.
seem to have a penchant for things that try to swallow you.
Right.
Yeah.
I will manifest a psychic blade and throw it.
Nice. A 10, however, is not going to be good enough to hit.
Bonus action. I will do another one. Oh my God.
Rip.
Oof.
You are apparently very startled and can't concentrate properly.
This is still new to you.
It is.
All right. Theron, you are currently sort of like stuck to this thing. And the slight problem is that both of your hands are like adhered to the surface. So you do not have any hands free to grab your weapons.
Kick it in the nuts.
I can't just like.
Yeah,
I don't-
get your foot stuck on it.
Oh no.
You can try to you can
Um.
as an action, you can try to make an athletics or acrobatics check to sort of remove yourself from this like strange adhesive, but it is done so at disadvantage because of like the adhesive nature of it. Just
Yeah, I
extra-
mean, I would
extra
say I
sticky.
could grab a potion real quick, but I can't exactly do that if I'm stuck.
You can still use your fire breath technically if you wanted to. You can just open your mouth and just breathe.
It's an ice breath,
breathe
but
flame. Yeah, your ice
actually,
breath.
No,
That's-
no, the
that's not even an
barrels!
extremely bad idea. I kind of want to do that once.
But the wine!
That's
Well, that
okay.
will be your
That
action.
wine
So
will.
if you do that, you can't try to escape, basically.
I mean, even if I escape, I can't like
Go
run,
too far.
right? Because it'll just like lash out.
If you manage to escape, maybe I can take the aggro, you know? Maybe.
Hmm.
You're on the other side of the room.
I can move. No.
What do you want to do, Theron?
Do I take
Breathe
the
on it.
chance that I die?
It's up to
Why
you.
would you die?
I don't know, like if this thing hits me again with this kind of stuff, I'm dead.
You're down. You're not dead.
Yeah, well, close enough.
Doesn't Friedrich have healing spells?
He does.
Does he?
He has a healing spell.
There you go. You try to spit on that thing, and Freddy
Yeah.
heals you afterwards.
That's fine. That's fine. I have no idea how to, like, trigger that, though, for doing.
So that's weird. It didn't add a thing on it.
Why did you choose Ice Breath, by the way? Fire?
It's just
Ice,
based on
basically.
it's based on the
Based on
scale,
color.
the scale color of like her
Oh.
heritage. All right, so it's a Constitution saving throw, DC of 8 plus 2 plus 2, so 12. DC 12. Yeah, I think
Pretty
so.
much.
And you are down level, so it'll be 2d6. All right, so you can roll 2d6, and I will make a con save for it. It's a con save, right?
2d6. Oh,
Does that work like that? Dang.
Yeah.
Are you
Alright.
white or silver? I can't tell.
Ow.
So it is.
I mean, then it just takes
succeeds-
half.
So it takes half. Yeah, it takes 2 points of cold damage as you exhale.
Can't we
this
round it
breath.
up?
Nope, it's round down.
no, it's rounded down.
Dang it.
Always down.
Always down, except unless it says up.
Unless it says, yeah.
So you can't move because you're grappled. So that is that. So Friedrich.
Short sword and dagger in hand. I run up to it. Hiya! And I will attack it, Brad,
All right, go
with
for
my
it.
short sword. So let's see.
Really?
So this is how it
Instead of
works. Yes.
saving?
Oh, she's fine.
I'll be fine. Probably.
All right, so I attack with that, and I believe I can use my bardic to what is it? More. Yes.
You have like several flourishes or whatever that you can use.
Yeah, I suppose I'll use my defensive flourish to deal extra damage if it hits.
Sure.
Does it hit?
Yeah, 15 is a hit.
Poggers. Alright. D6. 3 extra damage, and that gets added to my AC. So I now have 17 AC until the start of my next turn. And then with my offhand, I will stab it with the dagger.
as you stab it with the short sword, your short sword does get stuck to the creature.
I'll get that
as a result
back.
of hitting.
Poke.
The dagger hits as well, and similarly gets stuck to the creature as it stabs into it.
I still have rapier, right?
How?
Double rapier, yeah. That's my turn.
All right, the mimic is going to take another big bite at Theron. Still with
Ow.
advantage because you are grappled still by it. But that I don't think is able to get through your armor. So it like chomps on your
That's great.
your armor. A few of the teeth like cracking, and it is unable to break through.
See, she's
Yes,
fine.
because it chose an unfortunate location and just landed on the scales on her arm, maybe.
Nice.
Asha, it is your turn.
How large is this creature and how much sticking space does it have on it?
It is a medium-sized creature, and as far as you can tell, like the whole creature's like surface is like adhesive. There's also
So
not
if
really
I
much
touch it-
room to like get to it. Like right now, you'd have to like hop on top of like and balance on top of the barrels to like hit this one because your friends have taken up the two like spaces that are available.
Balancing is my specialty.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't be particularly difficult for you, but for another person, it might be like an endeavor to like balance on top of these barrels while fighting.
I mean, just to make sure,
Uh,
like, if you are going to punch it or kick it, you will get stuck.
Ah, you'll be fine.
Astral arms. Oh, okay. I have astral arms that are supposedly not stuck. Not stuck. I mean, they're not physical. They can't be stuck. Okay, can I use only my bonus action?
I mean, you could, but it's not really much of a reason to. Because I mean, if you want to use your bonus action to like spend your key point and summon your arms, it does like an attack as part of it. And then you can still do your normal attack with the arms.
And don't forget they increase
Yes, I
your
mean,
range.
but
too.
I don't want to use my physical arms to get stuck to the creature.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
you
point.
can just
you can
miss that.
attack. So you can
choose to miss it.
No, so instead of what your arms do when you summon them is they allow you to make attacks with them instead of using your regular fists. So you can use your attack and just punch with your like ghost arm, basically.
Which has an
Okay,
extra
so
5
you
range,
want-
so you don't have to get in melee to punch it. You can stand
Yeah.
back.
You could stand behind me.
Yeah, you could like stand here and still reach it with your yeah, you could stand back there and still reach it with your astral arms. Plus, when you summon it, it also has to make a save or take damage.
Okay, so 1 key point, yes?
Yeah, so you spend 1 key point. Go ahead and ping the ability for me, just so I remember how to do. Just click
Which
on
one
the.
is it?
It is the
Arms of the astral
arms.
self?
Yeah, arms of the astral self. And if you click the little, if you hover over it and click the little speech bubble, it'll like pop it into. Yeah, there you go.
It.
Okay, each creature of your choice, I assume you are choosing the mimic, must make a dexterity saving throw against your monk DC, which is 8 plus dex plus proficiency, I assume.
Probably wisdom.
Let me just double check here.
I think it is wisdom.
Dexterity and wisdom. These 2 things helps. My dexterity and wisdom
God, where the hell is
is...
it? I think it's under key. Yeah, here it is. The saving throw is 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom. All right, yeah, so it is based off wisdom. So in that case, it would be 13, DC 13 dex save, which it succeeds.
What the hell?
So
It's very wiggly and squishy.
that is
That was a dexterity save.
That is an all or nothing, so it doesn't take any damage. But you now have your spectral arms, and you can make your attack with them. You get 1 attack with them, basically.
Unarmed strike and summoning the arms was the bonus action, so I can only hit it once.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? Okay, good enough.
Yep.
Did that land?
Yeah, a 23 is definitely a hit, and it deals. You're attacking with the arms, so it deals 8 points of force damage. And obviously, your arms are insubstantial, so they do not get stuck to the creature.
Terribly convenient.
Nona.
All right. I'm gonna concentrate a little harder and try to.
Do the good old bonus. Bonus action.
Have it on here.
Fred, why didn't you use the say nasty things to creature action?
Because I wanted to stab it.
Stab it instead. Yeah, I'll just throw a psychic.
Sure.
That's better.
No, 26
Yes,
is definitely
that's
a hit.
better.
Dealing a total of 13 points of psychic damage to the creature.
And then I throw an offhand one.
That is also a hit. There. That shouldn't add. That should just be 3, right? It shouldn't
Yeah,
add
it shows the sneak attack.
No, I'm just
No,
saying
this
it
one does
should-
add my.
Oh, it does?
This one does add it.
That's strange. All right. Cool.
Oh wait, no, you're right. You're right. It's
Yeah,
just 1d.
Yeah. I figured it wouldn't add it.
I was not exactly clear on
don't know,
something.
actually.
If I summon the arms, do they stay until my end of turn or until end of battle?
They stay for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes. How do we measure time?
A round is 6 seconds, so 10 minutes is going to be like maybe like a battle or two, depending on like how things occur. Basically, I'll just like tell you when they expire.
Okay.
After you attack with the blade, you can make a melee ranged weapon attack with a second bonus action on this turn, provided your other hand is created. The damage die of this bonus attack is 1d4 instead of 1d6. That's all it says.
I would
But
probably
D&D Beyond
default-
added it automatically.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would probably default to the normal 2-weapon fighting rules in this case, and say that it won't add your modifier to the damage. At least for now. Maybe if we find something later, it can be changed. But for now, we'll just say it follows the normal 2-weapon fighting rules in that regard. And I'll endeavor to like look it up later. Theron.
I think this is my time to try to pull loose with this thing.
I think yes.
Probably. So athletics or acrobatics check, whichever is the higher for you. And it is at disadvantage due to the adhesive. That is insufficient to pry yourself loose.
Rip.
The strength alone would have been enough. However, the adhesive nature, this like stickiness, is preventing you from freeing yourself.
Okay, yeah.
Fortunate.
Sorry to interrupt. It's not considered 2-weapon fighting. It's like the monk bonus attack.
Okay.
You are speaking some very complicated. I mean, I'm not following, to be honest.
Fine, just worry about your own character.
Yeah.
That's what
easier
I'm
that way.
doing.
Friedrich.
Yep. So my weapons are stuck in it,
Yes.
but they're stabby weapons. Can't I just like push them in?
You can try, but it's a disadvantage.
Oh, that's how it works, is it? Okay. You know what? I think Nona's got like the damage output in the bag. I'm just gonna vicious mockery it.
Sure.
Can you maybe heal Farron? I don't
Nah,
know.
she's fine.
Just a suggestion.
She'll
This
be
thing
fine.
is saving everything.
Brad, like you gotta stop this, man. It's not.
No.
It's not cool.
I refuse. Another bite.
Yay.
Bite. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Ow!
All right, so
Oh.
Farron might not be cool. Farron might not be cool.
It's okay. She's probably not dead. Just very not
Uh-huh.
conscious.
Freddy, that was a
15,
very
8, 23.
Yeah, she's not.
that was a
dead.
lousy thing to do, you know?
With
So I guess I'm at minus 11?
Yeah, you're
Hey.
at 0. You don't
Ah,
get
you're
any
fine.
negatives, but
that's not dead.
it's not
It's
dead.
not dead.
Yeah.
It's not dead. You're fine. You're fine.
But
You just-
yeah,
I'm
Theron does.
fine. I'll
Theron
be
does
fine.
like shriek in pain and like collapse, still stuck to the thing, like just.
just
So wait, I'm
unconscious.
just hanging there by
Yeah,
my
you're just,
arms
like,
while the rest of
hanging
me
there
just
by your
fell on the
arms, yeah.
floor.
Well, you probably slid to the floor with your arms stretching up, still glued to the creature.
Yeah. That sounds very uncomfortable. I'm gonna like have issues with my back or something.
All right, guys, let's kill this thing.
All right, Asha. This thing
Working on
has taken a chunk out of
Uh,
Theron.
Go sister.
Another attack with my astral arm,
Yep.
suppose.
That will miss, but you can now use your bonus action to like make your extra unarmed strikes with them as well, if you would like.
Oh, okay, so that's how it works. You first summon them, and then you can use
Yeah.
them as usual.
You summon them, and then they basically like replace your normal fists for making your attacks.
Key point for a third attack, maybe.
Did the second
I think
one?
you.
do
I think you would have had to make
anything?
that call before.
Yeah, normally you have to like decide before you roll the extra attacks. A 10 does not hit.
I'm sorry. What do I have to decide?
If
Or
you wanted
there.
to spend a key point to flurry of blows and make 2 attacks instead of 1, normally you'd have to do that like before you actually
Oh,
made
no.
an attack. But
I still have 2 key points, but they regenerate. Okay, I can't do it at this point anyway.
yeah, next time can declare
Yeah,
it.
I will.
Yeah,
wait
you
a
want to move or anything?
She probably doesn't. Oh no, me? No, I'm fine.
Okay. No.
All right. Do this again.
That is a hit.
Augers.
15 points of
Damn.
psychic damage as your knife like flies through the air, tearing like into basically like disappearing into the creature. It lets out this like horrific like shrieking noise as like Theron's body, limp body, just collapses to the ground. The adhesive begins to sort of like fade and kind of like melt away, and the creature begins to like ooze into this sort of like strange like pool of like ichor, basically. And you see glowing at the center of it, there's this sort of strange looking sort of like blackish purple crystal. And it is dead.
Does the crystal remain or disappear with the creature?
This one appears to remain.
Does it look
We s-
familiar?
Are we still on initiative because we have a dying person?
Yes, so we're still in initiative because Theron is still bleeding out. But as far as like the crystal, I mean, it looks similar to like crystals you've seen before. So
Does
Theron,
anyone?
make a death saving throw for me. All right,
Used to these at this point.
Friedrich.
Yep. Oh, look, you're fine.
Yep, there you go. You get 5 hit points, so you're up to 5 hit points, and you are conscious again.
So was that a successful death save?
No, that is a fail.
Nope, you failed.
But it doesn't matter because it gets reset when you become conscious again.
Yeah, when you
Oh,
heal,
that's
all your death saves go away.
Alright. Thank
All right.
you.
Right, so you are now.
No problem, girlfriend. Oh, look at this cool crystal. Pick up.
Do they
Maybe
take
you
that as our...
shouldn't be touching that.
Pick up
Well,
crystal.
this could be our proof that they were looking for.
I mean, maybe you should touch it with, like, cloves between your hand. I don't know.
Nope.
It's a black crystal. You never know.
Nope, Friedrich just goes down, bare hands, grubby fingers, grabs that crystal.
As you
Maybe
grab the
this
crystal.
time try
No caution
try not to
whatsoever.
lick it.
Yeah. So you as you bend down and grab the crystal, picking it up, looking it over in your hand, it shines with this sort of sinister light to it almost. As you're looking at it, you begin to feel this sort of like uneasy feeling in the back of your head, and almost these sort of like strange kind of like whispering sounds, like gnawing at the back of your mind. But it doesn't have any like actual like adverse effects. Just very creepy.
Whoa, this thing is creepy. No, check it out. I hand it to Nora.
You just throw it at Nona, and she catches it like a hot potato,
Is
throwing
it,
it from hand to hand.
Just hold it out to her.
is it pretty or shiny?
It's like it's shiny, but it's like kind of like very off-putting. Like it looks just dark and like it's giving off light, but almost seems like dull in a way. And as you're sort of like tossing it over, you get a lot of the same effects, but actually like much more substantiated to you, your mind sort of being more, I guess, like open to these sorts of like things. It like hits you a little bit like harder, like the whispers are more substantial and actually kind of like hard to ignore.
Oh, I don't
Do
like
they
that. Take it
say
back.
anything?
Take it back. I think that's what maybe made the king all nutso, you know? Maybe it wasn't the mushrooms.
Maybe. I feel like if I held it much longer, I'd be nuts too.
Oh, hey! Let's take this back to that gnome. He could use it in his sanity ray.
Why don't we go
Aw.
show the king first that he wasn't actually in?
Yes, let's drop by the king.
Oh, yeah.
We should show
yeah.
it to him, but let's keep it like a little bit away from him so he doesn't go extra nuts.
Wait! I checked the rest of these barrels, Brad. Also, I recover my weapons, of course, as well.
Of course, yeah. Don't want to forget those. Yeah,
Yep.
so you recover all of your weapons. Checking the barrels there are barrels. I mean,
Alright, cool.
There.
No stickiness.
Nice, normal
everybody,
barrels.
I just stay put.
And
I'm
we
gonna-
have no tabs, so you don't even get
Oh,
to
sorry.
try what's
stay put.
inside.
I'm just gonna pop you over to the You're going back to the king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So yeah, you
Along the way,
Okay,
as we
what-
pass the first gnomes, I'll say, "We killed it," and the second gnomes, "We killed it."
just like look at you like no idea like what, but you know, thankful I guess. Yeah. So you return to the kings, and the one in the chair is just like, oh, thank God they've returned. Please tell me that you've dealt with whatever the hell this thing is, so I can get off of this damn chair. It's starting to itch really badly.
Your Majesty of Nomengard, I am pleased to report that we have failed the beast.
Ah!
Here is the proof, and I hold out the crystal. I don't recommend you touch it, though. It appears to have an effect on the mind, but is most insidious.
He just sort of like looks it over, and he just sort of says, "Oh, I knew it. These crystals, they could not be trusted. Such darkness, I see. Yes, this is most definitely the core of a shape-changing monster. I would
Have
know
you
it.
seen this?
I have never seen this before in my life, but I know that is the core of a shape-changing monster. It must be. It simply must be. I mean, look at the
I
thing.
mean,
It's
it
practically,
was part of a barrel with moss.
it's
So
practically oozing with malice."
Yeah, it was posing as one of your wine barrels.
That's probably what happened to the two that went missing. I imagine the creature got them when they were dealing with their daily chores of making the wine.
See, I told you I wasn't mad, Nurkly. The thing was taking the form of objects and attacking people. Clearly it
Yeah, Nurkly.
sort of like rolls his eyes. It's like, fine, you were right. Now please, get me out of this damn chair. And he says, I'll get you out of the chair if you say the magic words. Corpus, you bastard, I'm going to skin you alive if you don't get me out of this damn chair right this minute! Whoa, calm down, fine, okay. You know, I just wanted to hear you admit that I was right for once and you were wrong, and you could
Just
see
say the safe word.
You could see the gnome just like seething in the chair as he like the other one is like pulling out this like bottle of just like clear liquid and basically like just drenches like the gnome's like arms and like legs and stuff in it, and like the other gnome lets out a sigh of relief as he's finally able to like move his arms and lift himself out of the chair.
Does he try to hit
you could.
the other gnome?
He immediately goes for like a haymaker swing on the other gnome. Let me see here. Yeah, he just like clocks him in the face. The other gnome just kind of like takes it. Quite.
How long were you glued to that chair?
I don't even want to think about it.
How did
Long
you go to the
enough.
bathroom?
That I don't want.
Okay, maybe
I've
not.
been ignoring the smell since we got here.
I think, yeah, Friedrich would say, well, Your Majesty, now that we've slain the beast, done as you asked, something we need to ask. We come from the Adventurers Guild, you see. We were hoping the gnomes of Nomengard had something we could use to slay the dragon that had shown up at Phandalin. Have you got anything you can give us?
He says, well, I'm not sure that we have anything that would be particularly of use in slaying dragons. I mean, we don't exactly go about testing such devices for such purposes, but we have a number of items, and seeing as you are all heroes and have saved us from certain doom, we can perhaps spare a few of them. Give me a moment. And you see one of the gnomes begins to like rummage through like a chest, basically, at the base of the bed. The other one says, I'll see what I can dig up from the treasury full of valuable treasures. Kind of like unlocks the door. Just
Treasure?
like,
Turn to the rest. Thumbs up.
all right. So like a few minutes later, the two gnomes sort of like present, standing there. You can see they have like a number of like things basically in their arms, and they just sort of say, "Oh, mighty heroes who have saved Nomengard, there is not much that we have to offer, but please accept this humble offering of powerful magical items for your bold assistance in our problem and saving the day." And they give you a number of things. One of which you recognize as that sort of like 10-foot long pole that is now once again collapsed into its like 1 foot long state. They also give you what appears to be like a bunch, like a necklace that's just like a bunch of like gears, one of which is sort of like very slowly, rhythmically like turning in place, like almost kind of uh, like a watch, but like only the inner parts of it. They also give you what looks like a sort of like a little sort of like ruby red wand with like little like flame patterns, kind of like the tip of it, like this white tip, and like flame patterns coming off of it. And then there is also this sort of antiquated looking cone shaped hat, this purple hat adorned with gold crescent moons and stars.
What do they
Bridget,
do?
I think this one will fit you perfect.
I don't know about wands. I prefer
Well, but
the muse of life. Strum. Diddle-down.
As for what they do, the two gnomes are just like, we honestly have no clue. We just dug them out of the I mean, we put them together especially just for you. Powerful magical items, befitting of heroes.
So if you do not know what they do, how do you know that they're powerful magic items befitting of heroes?
I mean, because everything that we make is a powerful magic item befitting of heroes.
Good
Even
point.
the wine.
Oh, especially
Even
the
the wine?
Especially the wine.
But do you think we could get a couple of bottles as a bonus?
I mean, I guess we could try to. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Anyways, thanks for your help. We've got other things to do, so like, if you could just move along, go about your business. Nothing to see here.
Alright. Mission accomplished.
That sounds weirdly suspicious.
I?
Do I get to keep the crystal, Brad?
Yeah, I mean they didn't take it from you.
Oh, Pog. Alright, let's head back to the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah, I guess so.
You
Compose
guys
a
can
ballad of our exploits.
you guys can spend some time and basically identify the items that you've been given. One is what is called a clockwork amulet. There you go. That's what it does. There is a hat of wizardry. There is a pole of collapsing.
Wait, do we have two of those now?
No, it's the same
No,
one.
it's
You
the same
found
one.
over here. What the hell is the last thing? It's here somewhere.
There was a hat
A
and a wand.
wand of pyrotechnics. So you can feel free to divvy those up between each other however you want. I don't think
All right.
nobody can use the hat.
I think we should take the amulet and give the rest of the crap to the guild. That's what I think.
I mean, that could be useful.
The clockwork amulet looks to be the most useful of them all.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, definitely.
So what is that pole even like used for?
What if what if you need to poke something that's 10 feet away? That's what
What
it's
if
for.
you have to pole vault
Yeah.
up
Alright,
to a ledge?
that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
good point.
Yeah, what if you full? The one
And what
pyrotechnics
does
is
the-
fucking useless though.
What do you mean it's useless? It makes light and a big bursting crackling noise like a firecracker.
I think it's definitely.
And you could do it
Well-
at range. So it's a great distraction tool. You can like make a firework blast like 60 feet away.
Oh, actually, now I feel like Friedrich would be like, "Oh, I can use this in my performances."
You could. That would be...
For some added special effects.
Alright, I guess
So
we should
do we
probably
just
take.
give-
How do we
yeah,
decide
maybe-
who gets the amulet?
think Nona should have it. Personally.
Is that because she rolled a 1 today?
No. Is that because I know she can, if she uses it, she can just get a 17, which is, usually good enough.
Would be an almost guaranteed sneak attack on this thing.
Exactly.
Could do.
So I'll take it if no one else objects.
No?
No, not really.
Asha can take the pole to do some pole vaulting.
Could do.
Very well. Wand of Pyrotechnics added right to the sheet. Can't wait to never use it. Alright.
Is there a way?
I suggest we all take a short rest.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, it's basically like nighttime at this point, so you guys are going to do a long rest. But I mean,
We can do a long
you've
rest.
finished the adventure, so we're probably just going to cut back to like when you guys get back to town. There's
Fair
no
enough.
Random encounters or anything along the way.
Are you sure there's no orcs?
Nope. No works this
Okay.
time.
Alright,
No cleric to sacrifice?
Back to Guild Girl.
Right. So, as before, basically, like the quest basically said you have to report to the town master first. But he's the one that you like go to, right, to like hand in the quest essentially.
Yep.
And the proof there.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, and he gives you the bit about like the dragons come to kill us all, and then the orcs
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
and the void sent. It's doomed, I tell you, doomed. Anyways, what do you got?
No.
Yeah, what you got? So, we
So-
went to the gnomes of Nomengard, saved their king from his own madness, the usual.
Mhm.
They gave us some items.
One
Like-
item. Wait. We're giving away the hat only.
None of us can use the hat.
Yeah, we don't have any wizards.
So
Yeah,
The
and
point is that
Frederick
we
said,
should probably shush about the items that we're keeping.
Well, they said we
Mhm.
can keep them.
yeah, they said we could keep them. And
That's
Friedrich
fair,
would
guys.
say it's like, they gave us 4 items. We're gonna keep 3 of them. And the last one you can have, I suppose.
that's not how you should have played it, really.
and he just
You're letting
says-
Friedrich
Yeah,
talk.
whatever.
He's just like, I mean, that depends on what sort of item it is. I mean, like, I'm not gonna pay for garbage, like only if I like it.
It's a hat.
A hat. What does it do?
It's a very fancy hat.
It's a magic
A
hat.
powerful magical hat.
For
Yeah,
wizard.
He says,
for wizards.
Ma-
If you
magic.
put it on your head, it renders you invisible to dragons and void sands.
he says, well, why didn't you say so sooner? And he says, I'll buy it.
All right.
Wow.
Just
He
leave.
literally required 0 convincing.
Just leave it there by the door. One moment, and you see, like, you hear like some like clanking of coins as he slowly, one by one, shoves one gold piece under the door until there are
Oh my
50
God,
gold pieces
God.
total.
50 gold for, let's see.
Maybe wait. Does
10
maybe
gold
this
each.
person should have I don't know, some sort of cat trapdoor to show things inside.
Listen,
Oh, also,
I don't want to deal
Hey.
with this mayor more than we have to.
and I also slide the note from. Please remind me how that woman was called.
Oh yeah,
The one with-
the apothecary lady.
The Umbridge Hill quest.
Yes, but
Mhm.
what's her name?
Started with an A.
Adelaide?
It's written on the
Am I
card.
right?
Adabra
So I
Gwyn.
cou-
Adabra.
Oh,
Huh.
we've also
Interesting.
visited Adabra, and she really didn't want to come. And here you go, something she had to say on them. And I slide her letter under the door.
All right, yeah. So he takes like a few moments to read it. He just says like, why I never. You know what? I don't even want her here anyways. He says, fine. I mean, you know what? You didn't bring her back, but it seems like she's safe enough, I suppose. Here, your reward. And again, one by one, 25 gold pieces under the door.
5 gold each. Make sure you mark your gold, everyone.
So how much does it make? 15 total?
15 total for everyone. You'll have to put it on Sug's sheet, Brad.
Yeah.
We have money, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, back to the guild. Let's see if the girl knows
And
anything
we
about this
also
weird
have-
crystal.
Wait, and we have a manticore skin to sell. Maybe we can ask Guild Girl. She can help us. I'm pretty sure the Adventurer Guild has contacts with the
With what?
curiosity shops. We killed a manticore, we skinned it, and now we have a skin I'm still lugging around, and I'd rather get rid of it and have some gold.
Okay, fair enough. Back to the guild then, I suppose, Brad.
Okay. Yeah. So you return to the guild. Submitting your completed quests, and the woman behind the counter is just like, oh wow, really impressive, 2 at once. I mean, that's astonishing. You don't really get anything extra for it, but good on you, congratulations. And she sort of says,
Yeah, no problem.
wait here a moment. I'll just go log the completion of these quests. And she sort of turns her back and like goes, starts rummaging around with some papers and whatnot, sorting things out. And you're sort of like left on your own for a few minutes. You can see there's like a number of people sort of gathered around in the tap room portion of this place, just kind of hanging out, talking, like lounging on the furniture and whatnot. And then she comes back a few moments later and says, "Well, seems everything is in order. Your completion has been submitted, and I have some wonderful news to share with you all. It seems with those last 2 quests, you have completed enough of these quests to earn yourselves a promotion."
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
And she sort of says,
What are we promoted to?
says, well, if you would just please hand over your guild identification cards to me, your adventuring rank shall be increased from ordinary entry level D rank adventurers to C rank. Congratulations.
Oh, nice. Now we can take C and B's.
Yeah, I assume you give over the ID cards, and she sort of quickly updates them, and you can see there's now like a C next to your rank. Or
I sort of, after that's all done as well, I'll sort of like take out the black crystal and it's like, would the guild have any need or use of this, by the way?
And she sort of like looks at it and says, a monster heart. And she says, well, while we particularly have no such use of it, we can offer to sort of pass it along to those who might do, and basically grant you whatever commission might come from it. It'll take some time, but we can certainly sell it on your behalf.
Oh,
All
great.
right, I'll,
Also,
like-
would you know anyone interested in a manticore skin by any chance? Could you list it along with the core?
Says, I'm sure we could find a buyer for it, assuming it's in decent enough condition.
I'll give her the crystal then.
Sure.
Are these monster heart things like common knowledge? Does everyone know what they are?
For the most part, I would say like at least adventurers would like know that like every so often like a monster that you kill, if it's like particularly powerful or is like imbued with like a substantial enough like ether, it's like crystal heart instead of like dematerializing when it's slain will actually like stay like manifested in the physical plane. Nobody's entirely sure about like why or what causes some to stay and some to disappear, but those that do, they're not particularly like rare per se, but they are like powerful. Like they're usually filled with like powerful ether and could be used to like as like a spell casting component or something of the likes.
And I think she's
Well,
a
good luck to the
professional. She's
person who
seeing
uses
those
that level
things.
of whispering.
But yeah, she'll collect those things and basically look for a buyer for you.
Oh, can I sell this holy symbol too?
That would be
Like
more.
Gordon's.
That would be more something you would sell at like the shop, than rather going through the Adventurers Guild. But yeah,
I'm
I
gonna go
mean,
find someone to buy this whole.
All right, cool. I will look at these contracts.
sure thing.
Which contracts would that be?
The B's and C's, obviously.
The B's and the C's.
Oh, you mean you want to take new quests on?
New quests.
You don't?
So, as you go to check the quest board, you no, you're trying to sell that. Yeah, you're trying to sell that thing, right? Yeah, the thing.
Yeah, holy
the thing.
symbol.
Okay.
The one you pilfered from the dwarves?
I found it completely fair and square treasure hunting.
So, you find a shady back alley dealer that will buy it in this tiny little town. Don't ask where they found the shady back alley. You will be able to get 50 gold for it. There are also. Did you guys sell the gemstones that you got? I don't think you did.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
you
by
have
the
those.
way, Theron is still carrying that.
Yeah, you still have the lockbox with the
Oh, yeah,
gemstones
fair
in
enough.
it.
We haven't even opened
Wait,
it.
really?
Or
Yeah.
have we?
I think you did open it.
Yeah, we had a look.
Yeah, you had a look. There were 15,
Yeah, we knew that-
15 gemstones inside, little like pieces
There
of
are-
amber.
How much do they
Gemstones that are
sell
not
for?
useful as spell components.
So each one of them is worth 10 gold, so you get 150 gold total for all the gemstones.
There were like how many in there?
They're
oh
15.
wait, never mind.
150. So what's that between 5?
That'd be
30.
30 each.
30 each. Okay.
Dang,
More
we're getting
money.
rich now.
Selling that.
All right.
Oh, I need
And-
to go
Can
buy
I
a new
update
bell.
my?
Yeah, you guys can just like if you want to like add equipment to your sheet or whatever, you can just not mark off the gold and like add items to your sheet if you want. I'm not gonna bother
Sick.
like doing shopping
No shopping episode?
shopping episode. No, not in this particular.
How are
not
we
in this
supposed to
particular
haggle?
Campaign. You don't.
How much does a bell cost?
I don't know.
It's
How
not-
much does a bell cost?
1 GP.
It's not good.
1 gold.
Thanks, D&D Beyond.
By the way, do you recover HP after long rest?
Yep, you're full on everything.
Yes.
Alright.
So there are 3 new quests to choose from as well. Having returned to home.
Ow!
They
Sorry.
are
That sounded painful.
as follows: the
Wasn't
Butterskull,
that
Butter
painful, it was
Skull.
just kind
the
of
Butterskull Ranch quest.
weird.
Orcs have attacked Butterskull Ranch, 5 miles east of Coneyberry, along the Tribor Trail. Travel there with haste, assess the damage, and help any way you can. Alphonse Calazorn, the ranch owner, is a retired sheriff who can reward you for your efforts. If he's dead, return to Townmaster Harbin Wester with proof of Calazorn's demise to receive a reward of 100 gold pieces.
Do the orcs have great swords?
Great axe.
Probably.
Great source is scary too.
Then there
What's
is
the next
also
quest?
the Loggers Camp quest. Deep in what is not actually called Neverwinter Wood, but it says Neverwinter Wood on here, along the river that flows towards Vesper Bay, is a logging camp. Every 2 months, Phandalin delivers fresh supplies to the camp, which is run by the half-brother of Phandalin's town master, Harbin Wester. Barthen, the local provisioner, has prepared a new delivery. He needs someone to bear the supplies safely to the camp. Return to Harbin Wester with a notice of delivery signed by his half-brother, Tiber Wester, to claim your reward of 100 gold pieces.
Good old fetch quest doesn't sound too bad to me.
And then
We
the
could use
final-
that for
So-
a change.
What could go wrong, right?
How are we leveling up then? Do we have to do both of these or one of these?
You have to do 2 of the 3, because there's one more.
Okay.
The last one is the Mountains Toe quest. This one The Mountain's Toe gold mine lies 15 miles northeast of Phandalin. The new overseer, Don John Raskin, just made the trip from Vesper Bay to Phandalin and needs to be escorted to the mine. There's no telling what dangers lie between here and there. Once you deliver Raskin safe and sound, return to Townmaster Harbin Wesper to collect a reward of 100 gold pieces.
Are these all
I'm not
B ranks?
wiping.
These quests are all just sort of the base ranking.
Right.
None of them are.
I think we should go to the orc one.
Yeah, I'd say we go get some revenge on Orc.
Yeah.
Orc Revenge.
And deliver some
Alright.
supplies. I'm not wiping some supervisor's ass
Yeah, let's
and
dodge
holding
the escort
his
quest.
hand.
Dodge the escort, do the kill, and fetch.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down with that. I could be down with that. Yeah.
Yep.
So, like, where is Butterskull Ranch in relation to Not Neverwinter?
Yeah, in relation to Not Neverwinter. Butterskull Ranch is. I guess I'll drag you to the not actual map. So Phandalin is here on the map. Hopefully
On
you
the
can
not
see
map,
it.
Here
yes.
On the
where?
not map.
Scroll down.
Yes. Scroll down.
Oh yeah.
So the town
Uh-huh.
that was spoken of, not Coneyberry, is there. And Butterskull Ranch is right here. So it is
Am I the only one
significantly.
not seeing it? Oh, there you go.
It
They're
is
very
sig-
close.
It is significantly farther than your previous quests, which are all basically like right around this area.
Yeah, roughly how big are these hexes?
They are, I think they're 5 miles. 5 miles.
Oh,
5
we can
miles.
check.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a bit of a track.
It's a trek. It's a multiple day kind of.
Yeah, that really
Journey.
is. So where's Not Neverwinter? Is that up here?
Yeah, it's up there.
Hmm.
That is not Neverwinter.
I mean, I'm thinking we could go kill the orcs, make our way back to Phandalin, then go to Not Neverwinter myself. That's what I think.
The
Sounds like-
loggers camp
Yeah.
is there.
Oh,
And the
how do we feel about going through the forests?
the gold mine and the escort quest are there.
Still
So the
not doing
escort's
the
kind
escort.
of on the way.
Kind of on the way. We could probably grab it if we feel like it. Which
yeah,
we...
but I don't want to.
I don't
Sounds
want to
hor-
either.
If we get into a battle and that guy is like, for some reason, being dumb and got his hand stuck on a freaking like mimic, like I did.
We cut his hand, we grab him, and we continue the delivery.
Sounds good.
You
But I'm
know,
pretty sure
my
they
greed.
said to deliver him unharmed.
Really? Not just alive?
I feel like someone said that.
Right.
Safe and sound.
Safe
You
and
know-
That could
sound.
mean a lot of things.
My
safe and sound
greed
is
is
relative,
whispering
right?
to me.
I don't know. I feel like doing the ranch and the loggers quest seems like it'd be more fun, to be honest.
I agree,
Yeah.
honest. More varied locale.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Butterskull Ranch is just great.
But the money. My greed is telling me to accompany the guy, but I don't want to.
Well, I mean, you can
Mean.
always decide at the start of next session which one you want to do. I have actually got to end things off here.
Right.
Okay.
I've got
I
to,
think we are reaching our time limit anyway.
That'll be all for today. I guess next week we can decide which one of these quests you want to do. Hopefully Drake will be here again for that, and you can talk over it a little bit more, and we'll see where things go. So I guess before we go, the only person that doesn't have inspiration that was here today for the session is you, Fiora. So.
Yay.
No, I have a different suggestion. Someone retells the things to Drake, and he makes
That's That's
He
double
has to do
effort.
a double
Play
recap.
telephone.
Yeah.
No,
That's
but it
when
will
you
be
Recap
just
telephone.
learn it at the start of next session. How he was standing there as I was stuck to a mimic.
But
He
imagine the
was just
fun.
standing there.
All right. So with that, Fiora, we'll do the recap next week.